You're gonna have ViaCAD, which is gonna be the V9. This is gonna be like the CAD software where you can do all kinds of custom parts and everything in. So after you make a part in ViaCAD, you're gonna export it as a DXF. You're gonna bring it over to sheetCAM. And sheetCAM is basically where you're gonna tell it how fast you want it to cut, your inside and outside offsets. And then you're also gonna be able to nest. And then after that, you get all that done, you'll be able to post-process and create a G-code that's gonna run on the table. So after you do that, then you go over here to Mach 3, you do your load G-code, which is gonna be right here. So you bring your part in, you move the arrow keys right here to move the torch around. So let's say you wanna start right there. You're then gonna want to zero your X, Y, and Z, and you'll basically hit start to cut it out. So that's just like a general, like step by step by step.
Okay.
Oh, cool.
So what are you doing now, Jake?
I'm just gonna hook the torch head controller up real quick.
And what is the torch head controller?
Basically what the torch head controller is gonna do is it reads the tip voltage between the metal and the tip. So basically when it starts to get too close, it'll read a lower voltage. So it knows it's gonna need to raise up. So basically it's kind of like continuity. When two objects get closer together, when you have power going through them, you're gonna have a higher power flow versus when it gets further apart. So when it's cutting, the torch starts to get too far away from the metal, it's gonna know to drop back down. But it'll be better when I get it cut and to kind of show exactly how it works. You can extend that to a little piece of wire if you need.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that something we will, like if we have a thicker piece of metal, we're gonna tweak the numbers on that?
Yeah. Do you know where the manual is at for the cutter?
Should be one of these.
So basically, I'll show you guys right here. So you have your different metal thicknesses. And then this is like your cut speed, how fast it'll cut. So like at 14 gauge, the THC voltage should be set at 126 volts. So to do that, you just hit the up arrow. Now it's set at 126. So that's gonna be the correct height for cutting that thickness of metal. But then as you see, as you go down further, you're gonna have more power to cut thicker metal. So you're gonna have a higher voltage. So it's going to be running at 14 gauge, 129 volts. So that's the way it kind of works there. The thinner the metal, the lower the voltage, the thicker the higher. All right, now we're gonna go to ViaCAD. So as far as ViaCAD, you got a real easy, friendly toolbar right here. But then if you want all your other tools, click down and hold. Then you have your polygons and all those kinds of shapes. Down here too, you got your rotate, your scale, your mirror, your duplicate. We're gonna click right here on the square tool. Go down to our origin for X, Y, and Z. Click and drag out. And then right here we can put our dimensions. So let's say we're gonna do a 5 by 5 square. So we'll do 5 inches width and 5 inches for the height. So now if we were to send this right now to the table, it'll cut a 5 by 5 square out. Now let's say we want to do a couple of radiuses on the corners. We're going to select the radius tool. We'll do a 1/2 inch radius. So for that, we're going to click on each corner to give it a radius. Now after that, we're gonna have our single circle line right here. Well, it's a circle 1 point. You have a lot of other type of circles too, but this is just the most commonly used one. We'll do 3/8 diameter, so we'll do 0.38. Now let's say we want to put a hole right in the center of this. It's gonna be kind of hard to find it, so we're gonna go over here, find our midpoint, hover over it, hover over this midpoint, Then it's gonna give us our crosshairs. And then now since we did a radius, we can find the center of this radius to drop them in. So there's our center right here. Center.
So if you get the mouse close to something that
Yeah.
might be commonly looked for, it's gonna find it for you.
Yeah, it's gonna automatically put it right there.
That's cool.
So let's say that's our part. That's like a 4-hole base plate. See if you needed a piece of pipe right here and then fasten it to the floor. So we'll go to File, Export. This is where we're gonna export it to go to sheetCAM. We're gonna do DXF. Now you can export it in all these other file formats also, but we're just gonna use DXF. We're gonna hit OK. Now we'll save it. We'll just name it a 5-hole square. So we're gonna save right here to our desktop. Then we're gonna go here to sheetCAM. Now we're gonna bring our part into this. This maroon square represents the bed of the table.
Okay.
So if there's a full sheet of metal on the table, you can fill up this whole thing and cut it at once. To bring a part in, we're gonna go to File, New Part. Do you want to import a drawing? We're gonna hit Yes. On our desktop, we're gonna go ahead and look for that file. There it is right here. We're gonna open that up. Inches bottom left corner. We're gonna hit OK. So there's our part. If we zoom out now, let's see. So there's basically the part on a whole sheet of metal. Now what we're gonna want to do is create an operation. Basically the operation is gonna be our tooling, so it's what's gonna tell how fast we need to cut. We're gonna want to do an inside lead in. So basically what that means is it's gonna start from the inside of the hole and then go out to cut instead of cutting right on the edge and burning a hole.
So when you're cutting, you have to sort of think about what you want saved. So we don't want it to cut right on this yellow line because that's the dimension.